CTV News with Sarah Freemark.
The federal government has to get their butt moving.
Tough talk from the Premier after he saw Barrie's encampment issue firsthand over the weekend. Thanks for joining us. The City of Barrie's approach to homeless encampments continues to make national headlines. Last week, Premier Doug Ford said he would visit the city, and on Saturday, he did just that. CTV's Luke Simard has been following this for the last few days and joins us live tonight from Barrie City Hall with more. Luke.
Well, Sarah, it wasn't a visit for the cameras, but for the Premier, a first-hand look at some of the encampment issues plaguing the city. And while the media was not invited, we did obtain some footage of the visit.
We were able to really get down to where we believe we need help to, get these encampments gone.
Premier Doug Ford staying true to his word, visiting Barrie over the weekend to see encampments firsthand in the state of emergency declared by Barrie Mayor Alex Nuttall.
These are places where people used to walk their kids in parks, and it doesn't matter where you are in Ontario. Why does less than 1% of the people take over a park for 99% of the population that uses it? It's unacceptable. We're going to move them on. We're going to get them proper housing and shelter.
Pictures and videos obtained by CTV News shows the Premier along with local MPPs as they toured an encampment site near Milligan's Pond outside of the city's downtown core.
I'm tired of these encampments taking over communities. People are terrified to walk down the street because they get harassed for money for drugs. And up in Barrie, E. coli, they're by a creek, they're feces and go in the washroom, and the E. coli is going through the roof. And this is the water people drink.
Mayor Nuttall saying they spoke with a resident and were able to provide immediate support.
One lady that I was able to speak to, and the Premier was able to speak to, kind of saying, there's so much in terms of drugs in there that talking to us, she could be beat up or worse.
With the mayor hopeful, the tour sparks more efforts in removing encampments and providing necessary supports and shelter space to those who need it.
How is the support provided in a way that, it doesn't become a waterfall of funds? So, I think what today gave me hope for was that, we're not in this alone. And quite frankly, I already knew that.
Ford saying there is a zero tolerance for encampments.
I'm not going to tolerate them hijacking a neighborhood, and it's neighborhood by neighborhood. Until you live across from one of these encampments, no one has a clue how they affect the neighborhood. You can't even walk down the street without being harassed.
Mayor Nuttall put the Premier on notice with a letter served to Ottawa Thursday.
I want the Prime Minister to put his boots on the ground here as well, so that he can witness and see how difficult, how dangerous, how unsafe these encampments are. And that's why we need some pretty serious changes to laws to allow us to help these individuals.
CTV News has reached out to the federal government to see what additional resources they can provide. Those requests remain unanswered. Reporting live outside Barrie City Hall, I'm Luke Simard. Sarah, we'll send it back inside to you.
Okay, thanks for that, Luke. Now, a reminder to go along with our dedicated page to the state of emergency. We also have created a poll where you can have your say about how you feel the encampment crisis is being handled here in Barrie. Head to ctvnews.ca/Barrie. Less than 6 months after being arrested, a financial advisor from the Orillia area has pleaded guilty. CTV's Mike Arcelides reports on the case against Kevin Dowse, including more about the victims he defrauded out of nearly $2 million.
41-year-old financial advisor Kevin Dowse pleaded guilty inside a Barrie courtroom to victimizing 25 people, including family members of $1.8 million. The court heard money they thought was being invested by Dowse was being deposited in his personal bank account and used for himself. Dowse repeatedly lied to his victims, forged numerous documents and signatures, impersonated his victims, and directed several unauthorized transactions, said the Crown. Police arrested Dowse in April following a 16-month investigation, charging him with defrauding the public of funds over $5,000 and 11 counts of uttering a forged document.
The feeling of betrayal and heartbreak has devastated me.
Clients, including this person whose identity we've concealed, told CTV News earlier this year Douse exploited friendships, longtime personal relationships, and trust only to betray his victims. Some clients lost the entirety of their life and retirement savings. They thought Douse, while working for the now defunct downtown Orillia-based company called Wealth Inc., was investing their money. The court heard he provided clients with falsified statements using the Canada Life Assurance Company logo and passed the documents off as legitimate investment records without ever investing their money.
Not only losing my financial security, but also losing somebody who I valued as a friend. It's truly been horrible.
Douse defrauded clients by asking them to provide investment funds in the form of checks made payable to him personally rather than to an investment company. One woman the court heard, a senior battling cancer, wrote Douse a $145,000 check, thinking he was investing her savings. The woman never got back her money and died a week prior to Douse's arrest. Court records show Douse is currently named in at least 8 civil suits in Barrie Superior Court of Justice. According to the Crown, Douse committed the fraud between 2016 and late 2023. The court heard he also defrauded his in-laws out of about $20,000. Douse's matter is scheduled to return to an Orillia courtroom in October to set a date for his sentencing hearing. Mike Arsleedy, CTV News, Barrie.
Police are looking for a man after an overnight robbery at a Penetanguishene convenience store. It happened at the Circle K on Main Street around 7:45 on Sunday night. Police say the man entered the store, showed the clerk a knife and demanded cash. The suspect left the store with a small amount of money and fled the scene on foot. Police say they searched for the suspect, but he hasn't been found. Barrie police are asking for the public's help tonight to find a missing senior who was last seen at a medical facility. 72-year-old Maria was last seen around 11:30 a.m. on Georgian Drive. Police say they received information that she may have been seen walking along Highway 11 towards Orillia around 2:30 p.m. Police are asking people who live in the area to check their properties and outbuildings. She is 5'2" with a tanned complexion, wearing a beige cardigan and black pants. If you have any information, you're asked to call police. A house fire in North Barrie last week is still under investigation. Fire crews were called to 77 Blake Street around 4:20 p.m. on Friday. 6 units responded to the fire and everybody inside was able to make it out safely. Fire officials tell CTV News the cause of the fire is under investigation and it is being considered suspicious. There's no word on the damage amount. Highway 11 was closed in both directions in Oro-Medonte on Sunday afternoon after a crash sent a vehicle into the guardrail. Happened around Burroughs Creek event grounds, and according to OPP, the crash involved 2 vehicles, but no injuries were reported. Well, today, September 22nd, is the first day of fall. It's also when some tourist destinations here in our region begin to slow down ahead of the holiday rush. CTV's Rob Cooper joins us now with what kind of fall weather we can expect and how local businesses stay afloat.
A little bit of rain on this first day of fall. People out and about, loving every minute of the change in seasons.
Well, I'm used to walking in the rain anyways. I enjoy it. It's peaceful. Her and I, we go out no matter what the weather.
And you love fall.
Yes, and I love fall.
Plenty to love and do, too, during the shoulder season, as it's known. So what is Environment Canada saying?
It looks like it is going to be warmer than normal. The American models, Canadian models are saying the same thing.
Dave Phillips with Environment Canada says Barrie area doesn't usually see its first frost on average until the second week of October. He says people should be prepared for almost everything in the coming months.
Pleasant weather, not any 30-degree weather, but like in the mid-20s. Nights, maybe a double-digit to single-digit, but away from the frost line.
The fall season is still big business in Muskoka. The ships still sailing at the wharf in Gravenhurst.
We have extended over the years because the colors are lasting a little longer. People want to come up, take a drive through the country, and with the Cranberry Fest, it's just a part of that season.
Just arrived yesterday in Toronto and now going up north to hopefully see all the beautiful colors of the trees.
The increase in visitors during a typically slower time is perfect for the many local businesses that depend on out-of-towners.
Very important because July and August were great this year, but if the fall colors aren't great or the weather's not cooperating, people aren't going to come out as much as they would if the sun's shining and the colors are awesome.
Now, while there's lots to do all fall season here in Muskoka, regardless of the weather, keep in mind the final sailing for the ships at the Muskoka Wharf is set for October 19th. Rob Cooper, CTV News, Gravenhurst.
Why don't we continue to talk about the changing of the seasons and the temperatures that come along with them? Casey Colby, good Monday evening to you.
Good Monday evening, 2:19 this afternoon, Sarah. The autumnal equinox. There we go, arrived. So yeah, the colors, let the colors begin, right? Yeah, we're here at Moffat's Mazda, and coming up in just a few minutes' time, I know, change of season, you're thinking about maybe buying a car? Maybe doing something else? Well, we'll ponder that question, to buy or to lease. And we'll have those answers coming up in just a few minutes' time. But before we do that, let's talk about another question, the forecast. And how long is this summer-like weather to last? Well, let's dive into it right now. First look at the forecast, brought to you by thegraveldrivewayguy.com, your local gravel driveway expert. 20 degrees right now. It is lovely out here, just down on Mapleview Drive here in Barrie, Mapleview Drive West in front of Moffat's Mazda. 20 degrees. Winds are picking up, though, out of the east, 6 kilometers an hour. We're anticipating them to gust, about as high as 20, 25 a little later on. How about the temperature outside your beautiful residence or workplace or wherever you're watching us? Maybe you're in a treehouse watching. You never know where you could be. Everywhere, really. It looks like 20 degrees in Newmarket, 22 in Alliston, 23 degrees, in Soundway, and 21 degrees up where Rockin' Robbie Cooper was in the Gravenhurst area. This is a look at the radar satellite images over the last little while. Yes, there has been cloud. Yes, there has been shower activity, but also moments of sunshine, which we're enjoying right now. It's a time of change season, and maybe your season is to change with a new vehicle. You just don't know whether or not to lease it or buy it. And as mentioned, Sarah, we'll have that answer courtesy of the Moffat brothers over there in just a few minutes' time. Back to Sarah.
All right, thanks very much, Case. And some good news for those that don't drive. Barrie's new centralized transit hub made its highly anticipated opening on Sunday. The Barrie-Allendale Transit Terminal is officially open. And as CTV's Mike Lang reports, it will make things easier for those who rely on public transit to reach their destination both near and far.
It's been years in the making, and the new Allendale Transit Terminal is now open. Commuters can now access all of the major transit services that go through Barrie, all from one hub.
It's a really nice new terminal, and we encourage everyone to come down and see it.
Instead of the 2-kilometer distance between the Waterfront GO station and the downtown bus terminal, the new terminal provides direct connections between Barrie Transit, the GO network, County of Simcoe Links, and Ontario Northland. That means direct transit access to destinations in the GTA, within Simcoe County, and Northern Ontario.
First time I've used it, and it's lovely.
Better location for have all the transit in one place. Makes sense.
More convenient for those who live nearby.
It's fantastic that this has opened up here. It's a lot closer for us to go to.
It would be such an easy way to get to Toronto.
And those who live far.
What I like is the connections to get to Midland and Penetang, where I've been going to visit from Toronto.
The $29 million construction began back in February 2024, and its official groundbreaking was held at the end of that May. Finishing touches to be done include getting the building solar powered, activating the information screens on the platforms, and recruiting a coffee vendor.
I heard from a few folks this morning that really wanted that morning coffee, so we want to get that to them. So things like that, those are going to come as we get more settled into the new location and try to do what we can to better accommodate our riders.
The city will officially celebrate the new terminal with a grand opening Friday morning. Now, the old downtown terminal here on Maple Avenue is set to close this coming Sunday, September 28, and the plan is for it to then be turned into a campus for Lakehead University's STEM Hub, which is scheduled to be open by the fall of 2026. Mike Lang, CTV News, Barrie.
Motorists heading east along Dunlop Street near Highway 400 may want to plan an alternate route this week. Here's why. Starting at 6 this morning, a single eastbound lane will be closed. It is now between the highway and Ann Street for construction crews. The Ministry of Transportation says the closure is needed for workers to continue lane widening and storm sewer improvements. The latest lane closure is expected to wrap up by the end of the day on Friday. The heightened cost of living is now impacting the food that ends up on the table. 1/3 of households are experiencing food insecurity here in Simcoe County. But as CTV's Jack Morris tells us, local charities are stepping up to make sure that no child is left hungry.
These trucks may not be on the honor roll, but they're working to make sure students can.
When we provide kids with access to nutritious food in schools, they learn better, they feel better, their health outcomes, education outcomes are exceptional, and even their social outcomes, how they behave in class, a lot of that has to do with are they able to have a full stomach with healthy, nutritious food.
Volunteers in Orillia are packing up their new refrigerated truck and other trucks to deliver food to 4,000 kids at 29 different schools in and around the area. According to the Simcoe-Muskoka District Health Unit, almost 1/3 of households in Simcoe County are facing food insecurity.
Children are coming to school without having had a healthy breakfast and oftentimes a lunch as well. And so children have a lot to worry about without having to worry about where their next meal is coming from.
This map shows all the schools the Barrie Food Bank gives food to every 2 weeks. They feed 7,000 kids through breakfast, lunch, and snack programs.
Absolutely everyone is able to have the food. If there's snacks and kids are hungry throughout the day, absolutely. It's an open program for all. And yeah, we're really proud of being able to offer that.
Food banks around the region do get some grants from government, including $136,000 to pay for the new refrigerated truck, but they still need donations to fill the truck, and the need is growing.
Frankly, every community in Simcoe County could likely declare the same state of emergency that Orillia has. We are in a food insecurity crisis. Far too many are going without. Far too many are having to choose between what meal to eat and what bill to pay.
But at least for the kids that'll eat this food, it's not a choice they have to make. Jack Morse, CTV News, Barrie.
The province is opening its next round of applications as part of a $2.1 billion plan to create and expand primary care teams. The Ford government says the latest phase of the Primary Care Action Plan will connect 500,000 people with a family doctor or primary care team. Its goal is to connect every Ontarian with one by 2029.
I am thrilled to share that the Healthcare Connect waitlist has already decreased by more than 98,000 people, over 42%. Wow. Our plan is working.
The Ford government says it expects to announce the successful teams in the spring, and there will be additional opportunities to apply through subsequent rounds of funding. Meanwhile, MPP Chris Scott has been removed from the Progressive Conservative Caucus. CTV News has learned that Scott has been charged with assault and assault with a weapon. Scott was taken into custody by Toronto police on Sunday and released on bail. He initially served as parliamentary assistant to the Minister of Energy and Mines. World leaders, they are in New York City this week at the United Nations for the 80th General Assembly. Front and center is the question of Palestinian statehood. More than 150 countries, including most recently Canada, have officially recognized Palestine. It's a political decision, one that now puts several G7 countries in conflict with both Israel and the United States. CTV's Judy Trin reports.
As we meet, civilians are targeted and international law trampled in Gaza, the Ukraine, Sudan, and beyond.
As the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly opens, growing support for Palestinian statehood dominates the agenda. 3 G7 nations, Britain, France, and Canada, are recognizing the state of Palestine to apply political pressure to end the war in Gaza.
We have to push on this now because, as I say, the possibility, in absolute violation of the UN Charter and in absolute violation of international law, of self-determination for the Palestinian peoples is being erased.
Carney says Hamas would not have a role in governance. Instead, Canada, in a coordinated effort with like-minded countries, will work with the Palestinian Authority in the West Bank toward a two-state solution in a plan for peace that could also call for troops.
There are many proposals, as I suspect you're aware, from variety of Arab states, combination of Arab states and European states, to which Canada would be party.
It has been nearly 2 years since the October 7th attacks, but Israel's prime minister has vowed not to stop the war until Hamas is eradicated.
The starvation and devastation are utterly intolerable.
It is not diplomacy. When Hamas is praising this conference and calling it the fruit of October 7th, we know it's a problem.
4 of the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council, Britain, France, Russia and China recognize Palestine, except for the United States.
He feels this does not do anything to release the hostages, which is the primary goal right now in Gaza, does nothing to end this conflict and bring this war to a close. And frankly, he believes it's a reward to Hamas.
U.S. President Donald Trump will make his stance clear when he speaks in front of the UN General Assembly on Tuesday. Right now, 150 nations recognize the state of Palestine, but the one country that has the most influence on Israel, the United States, does not. Judy Trin, CTV News, New York.
In a controversial move, U.S. President Donald Trump is linking autism in children to the use of Tylenol during pregnancy. It's a declaration that has been debated for years and is being strongly contested today by the makers of Tylenol.
So taking Tylenol is not good. All right, I'll say it. It's not good. For this reason, they are strongly recommending that women limit Tylenol use during pregnancy unless medically necessary. That's, for instance, in cases of extremely high fever that you feel.
The Society of Obstetricians and Gynecologists of Canada says the use of Tylenol during pregnancy is safe. The society says it reviewed its position on usage of the medication during pregnancy in light of reports drawing links between mothers taking acetaminophen while pregnant and autism in children. Tylenol released a statement defending use of the medication while pregnant. The company says independent sound science clearly shows that taking acetaminophen does not cause autism. And late-night TV host Jimmy Kimmel will be back on the air tomorrow. This comes nearly a week after his controversial suspension by television network ABC and its parent company Disney. The company is saying it is a decision we made because we felt some of the comments were ill-timed and thus insensitive. We have spent the last days having thoughtful conversations with Jimmy. The show was pulled over comments that Kimmel made in the wake of the shooting death of conservative commentator Charlie Kirk. But his suspension led to outrage and sparked concerns about free speech in the U.S. Now, we do have an update to bring you. Just a few moments ago, we told you that the Barrie police were looking for a 72-year-old missing woman. We just got a phone call and she's been found safe. Still to come here on CTV Barrie, future female firefighters, how Barrie Fire is introducing the next generation to their potential career path, plus the end of an era. Hundreds gathered in Innisfil as the sunset of the speedway. Details next on CTV News Barrie. Thanks for staying with us. Engines roared, tires squealed, and the smell of burning rubber hung in the air as Sunset Speedway took its final laps over the weekend for the last dance.
3 laps to settle this one.
I've lived here for 14 years and we've always decided we're going to come, and it just never happened, and then we realized it's the last time, so we came out to support the community.
I feel bad because so many people have approached us and saying, I don't know what we're going to do for next year. I don't want to go to another racetrack. And so it makes us feel good, but at the same time, it makes us feel so guilty. How do you say goodbye to those folks that I've seen every Saturday when we open, you know? So it's tough.
We've had a lot of success here and we've had a lot of fun here, and we really appreciate the entire Sunset staff and everything that they've done to keep this going as long as they have, and we'll still cross our fingers that maybe something changes for next year. It affects your emotions. It's like, this is an amazing facility, maybe one of the best in all of Canada, and to lose it, it's like, man, it's more than just another one on the list. This is a special place here, and to lose one that's as special as this it's hard to take.
The sunset, it's time for that sun to set for us anyway. I don't know what the future holds. We're just getting through this weekend. I guess in the off season we'll find out what the future holds, but this is our last dance.
We hope the sun doesn't set. It is for us, but we hope the sun doesn't set for sunset. We're not sure the direction it's going, but you know what? It's been a great ride.
While development pressures have loomed in that area for years, no official plans have been confirmed for the land's future. The Barrie Food Bank opened up its doors over the weekend, giving people the chance to see what goes into supporting the clients that they serve.
This is the section for the diapers of the wives.
Today we've had an open house. We've invited the public, we've invited our donors, our clients all to come and learn about the Barrie Food Bank and take a tour and ask questions, donate, just basically get to know us. The need in our community has been growing. It's growing exponentially these days. It's been growing steadily for years, to be honest. And we want people to be aware of what we do in the community and the great service that we provide to our customers who need our service. And it's a great opportunity to learn.
They were telling us about how much it's increased with the number of people, but that's not a good thing. We want it to decrease. It shows that Barrie is donating, like Barrie's keeping up with the donations, which is incredible because of the amount of clients coming in.
The Barrie Food Bank has also launched its annual Thanksgiving campaign with the goal of raising $250,000 and to collect 150,000 pounds of food by the end of October. This weekend, Barrie Fire held a special Ignite Fire Academy, hoping to spark inspiration for teenage girls to pursue careers in firefighting.
I thought it was pretty cool because I just seeing the car just shatter, and it was just cool knowing that I could actually save someone's life by getting them out that way. I didn't know what I wanted to do until my mom showed me the email for Camp Molly, and she said, I think it'd be a good experience for you. It could maybe put you into the right path. So I said, okay, I went, and after Camp Molly, I was like, Mom, this is what I want to do, and I guess she was right.
So many of us in the fire service are really passionate about connecting with the community and also passionate about the future of the fire service. And we want to expose youth to see what it's like and consider career paths that they haven't considered before. Something like this allows us to bring them in, and then we can meet potential future colleagues.
The three-day program wrapped up on Sunday with a graduation ceremony to acknowledge all of the ladies' hard work. It was a busy weekend. If you are looking to get caught up on news, community events, all of that can be done on our website, ctvnews.ca/Barrie, or scan the QR code on your screen. You'd think after 3 years the website would just be embedded in there. Well, today this has been declared National Legion Week in the town of New Tecumseth, and examples of the area's support for veterans can be found now on land and in the sky. Details coming up, but right now let's head back to Case.
So Dave Phillips of Environment Canada says a milder than normal autumn. Well, let's get to know you for 3 months anyway. That is until December 21st at 10 a.m. when winter arrives. Now, our weather watcher says, don't get too excited there, weather boy. LA says, happy Halloween is on the way before winter arrives. Winter weather, that is. You're watching CTV News Barrie.
Signs of the changing seasons. We are celebrating everything fall this week for our Picture This theme, so please do continue to snap those photos and email them to us, picturethis@ctv.ca. Time now to head back out to KC's at Moffitt's Mazda. I understand you have the perfect vehicle for me, and KC, it better not be a minivan, because I'm not ready for that yet.
No, you're not. You're not. Apparently, I was just talking to the Moffitt brothers, and they were saying an MX-5 is perfect for you. Convertible option? Oh, cruise in the valley? You'd love it.
I think I
would. Are you in? Okay, there we go. Let's talk about it, because according to Dave Phillips of Environment Canada, we're to have a mild autumn. And Dave knows. Yes, he does. Dave knows. And we're going to hold him to that before winter arrives. I'm still taking a lot of flack because I said winter, and we just got into autumn. Let's talk about that, and we'll talk about more from the Moffitt brothers coming up in just a few minutes' time. Maybe they know a thing or two about the weather. Oh, maybe I know they know how to enjoy it, that's for sure. Seasonal weather. Let's start with the seasonal temperatures, what they are as we speak, just outside your door right now. And as we take a look, it looks like 22 degrees in Owen Sound, beautiful Owen Sound, 19 in Algonquin Park where the wild things are, 21 up Perry Soundway, 22 in Alliston, 22 in Toronto, 20 in Newmarket, and 21 in the Sunshine City of Orillia. Let's take a little peek at the almanac. 22 and 17, that's the high and that's the low. Low 17? Yes. It was a very, very, very mild evening, wasn't it? An enjoyable evening last night. Normally 18 and 7. How about 31.1 back in 1895? That's stretching it back for a record high, and minus 2.2 in 1956. Sun rises tomorrow at 7:07. It sets at 7:13. 12 hours and 6 minutes of daylight for us to enjoy. Roll that forecast radar for me, would you please, Adam? And as Adam rolls that forecast radar, always wearing shorts. Technical director Adam is always. I wonder if he'll wear them right until winter arrives. This is looking like a long way from winter. A little shower activity, certainly. Some thunderstorm activity, quite possibly. Let's break it down and take a look. And here we go. Southern tip of Georgian Bay, Lake Simcoe. Overnight, 15 and 16 degrees. The top would be down in your convertible. No, it wouldn't, because we're looking at a 60% chance of shower activity, possibly even a thunder boomer. Yes, I was speaking to friends up Owen Soundway today, and they had quite an evening last night as far as thunder boomers. In the Barrie area, just some shower activity. 22 and 23 degrees is what we're looking forward to tomorrow, but feeling like 28 when you factor in the humidex in late September. There is a 40% chance of a shower and or a thunderstorm into the afternoon. Let's take it to Orangeville, Bradford, Georgina, Newmarket, Richmond Hill. 15, 16, 17 degrees. Cloudy skies and a 60% chance of a shower this evening. A refreshing shower, if you will, with those mild temperatures. Wouldn't you agree, Moffat Brothers? I'm getting the thumbs up. That's what I am. 23 degrees for tomorrow is what we're looking at. And cloudy skies. Yeah, not a whole lot of sun. We did have a peak or two of sunshine today. 40% chance of a shower and or a thunderstorm tomorrow afternoon. Perry Sound, Huntsville, Bracebridge, Gravenhurst, Haliburton, 14, 15 degrees. Cloudy skies, some shower activity and some thunderstorms. Well, certainly some showers this evening. Thunderstorms, there is a risk. 21 and 22 for tomorrow. Cloudy skies, 40% chance of a shower and or a thunderstorm for tomorrow. See, that's tonight and tomorrow. Now time for the Diamond & Diamond Lawyers 5-day extended forecast, and it looks like this. Drum roll, we're looking at Simcoe County. Starting in Simcoe County, say, where's the sunshine? We're looking for sunshine, ladies and gentlemen, or some people are anyway. Cloudy skies and 40% chance of showers on the Wednesday. 22 degrees for the high, 20 on Thursday, and it looks like a day of rain. Rain on the pumpkin. It's going to help them grow. It really is. Wasn't that a song by John Cougar? Oh, that was Rain on the Scarecrow. Friday, it looks like, oh, there's the sun. Sun cloud, 30% chance of a shower, some shower activity, 21 degrees. 23 on, I make that Saturday, and sunny skies. Hello, sunshine. And the 5-day extended forecast, York Region, have a look. Wednesday looks like a 40% chance of shower activity and 22 degrees. 21 on Thursday, more rain on the way. And then Friday arrives, peekaboo with the sun and the cloud, 30% chance of showers and 22 degrees. Saturday, how about 23 and sunshine? Muskoka, Perry Sound, Haliburton, well, it looks like cloudy and a pretty good chance of shower activity on the Wednesday, too. 22, 20 on Thursday. Everybody gets rain right across our region. Big hand for rain, ladies and gentlemen. Big applause for rain. Yeah. Nothing. Crickets. And Friday, there's this. Oh, we got one. Sun and cloud, 30% chance of a shower, 21 on Friday. And Saturday arrives, and there is an also slight chance of a shower and 22 degrees. That's what we're looking at. That is the forecast. And as mentioned, we are at Moffat's Mazda, and we're talking to buy or to finance or to lease. That is the question we're going to ask. And to start off, Moffat Brothers, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start with Steve. Steve, I want to ask you, we've decided we're going to buy a new car. The pressing question becomes finance or lease, but I don't really understand the difference.
Pretty common question we get here at Casey at the dealership and the sales department, almost an everyday one, but we'll make it as simple as we can. Financing is more like a traditional loan. You get a set period of time, typically between 12 and 96 months. You make your monthly payments at the end of the term. Term's over, you own the car, you keep on driving. Leasing is a little bit different. It's a fancy word really for renting when you're leasing, okay? You get a predetermined time frame, same as a finance, but typically less amount of time, typically 24 to 48 months. You get a kilometer limit as well, and at the end of the lease, you can either decide to buy it out or just return it back to the dealer that you bought it from and carry on with something else. So leasing's renting, financing's owning.
Got that. But which takes me to my next question. Mark, I want to ask you, okay, I've decided that I am going to lease. Why is that a good decision?
Yeah, leasing's very popular for people like having a newer vehicle every few years. The monthly costs are typically a little bit lower.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
Also, over the term of the lease, it's usually under warranty, so maintenance costs are less. Plus, the manufacturer guarantees the end value, so you don't have to worry about the resale value.
So that's good too.
Yeah,
that's good too. So, but however, Greg.
Yes.
Greg, that brings me to my second last question. So if that's so good, why would I want to finance? Why would I want to buy?
Well, if you want to own the vehicle at the end, the financing is the way to go. You're also building credit while you're paying off your loan. And then there's no restrictions for kilometers, wear and tear on the vehicle. Also, if you want to sell the car within that time or modify it, you're more than welcome to do that because you own the vehicle. And then at the end of the day, once you're done paying, really the only thing you have left is insurance and your monthly maintenance costs to run the vehicle.
So a lot to unpack and go through. Thank you very much, gentlemen. But there is one last thing. It sounds like lifestyle really is the big thing.
100%.
Lifestyle. So what should people remember, Steve?
They should remember lifestyle and budget. Typically, you can get a newer car every couple of years if you're leasing, but it's not ideal to keep the kilometers low. You can always be in a new car every 3 to 4 years when you lease, but financing has a lot of great things too. You own the car outright once your payments are done. You've got the car, you can do whatever you want with it, trade it in or another car. So I'm a big fan personally of leasing. I like the new idea of a new car every 3 or 4 years. But if you like owning, financing might be the thing to you. It definitely comes down to lifestyle and budget when it comes down to at the end of the day. So.
Moffat Brothers, always available for questions. Come on down here and have a question or two for them. I may have some questions about the forecast, the autumnal forecast coming up in a few minutes' time. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Sarah, I'll get the papers ready for your MX-5.
Don't tempt me. A flag is now flying in New Tecumseth as the town declared National Legion Week.
There you go. It's officially open.
The town also cut the ribbon on a new Veterans Crosswalk on Tupper Street, going from the Veterans Walkway to the Ball Diamond, with 3 legions in the town, Alliston, Beaton, and Tottenham. There's close to 600 members in the community.
Whereas the Royal Canadian Legion has been supporting veterans and their families since 1930. And whereas New Tecumseth has 3 legions representing many veterans, which support and contribute to the well-being of so many communities.
It's important that the public knows that the Legion is here, that the Legion supports the veterans, and that there are veterans in our community who require our services, and also that there are veterans who we can honor for their service.
National Legion Week celebrates and recognizes the hard work members do for veterans, seniors, and their community, and there will be events all week. The public is welcome to attend to learn more about what the Legion does for our region. And we here at CTV News Barrie, we were honored with a media award yesterday at the Volunteer Awards at the Aurelia Legion. We weren't the only group recognized. The Royal Canadian Legion Aurelia Branch 34 honored 101-year-old veteran George Ferguson. He was also given an award, and in return, he donated a special flag that flew on Juno Beach to the Legion. Next here on CTV Barrie is the future of Canada's wildlife at risk, why the World Wildlife Fund is sounding the alarm. Before we go, let's check in with the RVH Auxiliary 50/50 Lottery Jackpot. Recapping our top stories on this Monday, Premier Doug Ford visited Barrie over the weekend to see encampments firsthand and the state of emergency declared by Barrie Mayor Alex Nuttall. Today, the Premier spoke about the visit, calling out the federal government. A financial advisor from Orillia pleaded guilty to victimizing 25 people, including family members, of $1.8 million. Police arrested Kevin Dowse in April following a 16-month investigation. He'll be back in court next month. And today, September 22nd, is the first day of the fall season. Environment Canada says we can expect it to be a bit warmer than normal. That's good news for businesses who are going through the shoulder season as they're relying on tourists to enjoy the weather and take in the fall colors. We're learning that the future of Canada's wildlife is at risk, according to a stark new report from the World Wildlife Fund. The Living Planet report found more than half of the species studied are decreasing in numbers. The biggest declines were seen in grassland habitats, where wildlife populations declined by 62% on average since 1970. In forests, mammal populations declined by 42% over the last 5 decades. And throughout the country, animals on the list of threatened species saw populations decline by an average of 43%. And in business news tonight, a new report says Canadian eateries are being strained by rising operational costs and fewer customers. Restaurants Canada says 3 out of 4 Canadians are dining out less because of the high cost of living. Let's move right into the markets on this Monday. The TSX was up 190 points. The Dow is up 66 and the Nasdaq up 157. And commodities, oil was down to close at $62.28 a barrel. Gold was up to finish at $37.75 an ounce, and our dollar down to end the day at 72.38 cents US. Still to come, heading back to the postseason, reaction to the Toronto Blue Jays clinching a playoff spot over the weekend. Stay with us, that's next. Here's a look at your Monday night primetime lineup. The NFL countdown starts at 8, followed by football. Detroit Lions are taking on the Baltimore Ravens, and then CTV News Barrie will begin once the game wraps up. Welcome back. The Toronto Blue Jays have punched their ticket to the postseason.
Ground ball to second. And the Blue Jays are going to the postseason.
The Jays beat the Kansas City Royals 8-5 yesterday to snap a 4-game losing streak and secure themselves a playoff berth. The team celebrated in the clubhouse after the game.
This is fun to celebrate. Let's go.
Now, the team will be focused on trying to win the American League East Division for the first time since 2015. The Jays have today off before beginning a series with the Boston Red Sox tomorrow. The Canadian Football League is making some big changes that includes moving the goalposts, literally.
Our game must continue to evolve and modernize for our players, our fans, and our partners.
So, the league is moving the goalposts from the front of the end zone to the back. They say it will allow for more touchdowns in the middle, remove an obstruction for players, and create better sightlines for fans. The field's also shrinking by 10 yards. A single point known as the Rouge is staying, but only for tackles in the end zone. And team benches will now be on the opposite sides in every stadium. The league says the changes will create more consistency and lead to more touchdowns. And the Toronto Maple Leafs hit the ice for their first preseason game. It was against the Senators over the weekend. The team faced off against Ottawa in the nation's capital on Sunday afternoon. The Leafs scored 3 times in the first period. They ended up winning the game 4-3. It was an intense game. The teams will square up again tomorrow at Scotiabank Arena. See, Case, they're bringing all of that playoff experience. The Senators, I mean, the Leafs. They're always great, right?
Sure, yes, that's right, yes. And hey, promise delivered. This is the MX-5, Sarah. This is yours. It's Ottawa Senator Red. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. And it goes real fast. Unlike the Senators, right? Or do they this year make a big change? Change as far as weather? Not just yet. The Get Up and Go forecast, it's staying mild, and it looks like this. Here we go. First thing tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock. Well, cloudy skies, 17 degrees, a little rain. Yeah, it certainly is possible. But how about a little cloud cover in Newmarket? Yes, but still 17 degrees, very comfortable. And is the sun in Gravenhurst? I don't think it is. No, it isn't. So cloudy skies and some shower activity, 16. Looks like with your MX-5, you're going to have to leave the roof up for a little while longer. Sarah, back to you.
Thanks, Case. That's where we will leave things tonight. I'm Sarah Freemark. Thanks for starting your week with us. Jack will be with you at 11. Take care.